Live is happening a bit earlier than they normally do. In fact, you're probably going to get two streams today. Not to mention the one. If I do this one now before work, which probably won't do as well as the one later, it means the one that does well later gets me number 66. You know, Star Wars funny numbers. I'm gonna get a drink and we're gonna get in, and we're pretty much just fix myself here because I have to go to work. Like, since this is not gonna be a long stream. But we're going to be continuing what we've been doing with the shelving in regards to, removing what we don't need. We're taking all the minifigures off because, upcoming stream, taking everything off the shelves and rearranging. So I'll be back in just a moment. I'm going to get a drink and we'll get started. Hi, dogs. Hi, Cole. I'm just going to put this in the fridge, okay? And then I'll hold it. Yeah? What you said. Okay, Calvin, let's put this in here. Hi, Cole. Happy to see you. What? What? Oh, thanks, bud. Alright, I'm back. So, as I was saying, this stream, I kind of just found myself with the opportunity to be able to do one just for a small bit. So I thought, I tripped over a bag there. That's brilliant. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going to be happening. Just getting a drink and sorting some other things out. This should be good. Fixing this thing down here, but yeah, essentially we're just going to continue to take stuff off the shelves. I don't think this will be a full hour stream. I'm just making this something quick and something short. You know, because you know the opportunity came up, and I'm not gonna not use the opportunity. So we were doing a stream last night. We kind of deviated from the gaming. The other kind of genius bit to this is we can do the gaming later on as well. But we're taking all the figures off the sets, off the shelf, because you know I'm changing up how the shelves look in the next couple of days. So I was thinking, well, I'll get a head start on sorting all that out. But it's really just about, you know, grabbing anything that isn't Lego, like a little, like miscellaneous objects that hey, I happen to have just placed on the shelf over the last couple of days. Well, I say a couple of days, couple of weeks. It's I've been meaning to change up the shelving for a while. Normally, it doesn't. I don't wait as long to do it. But weirdly enough, this time round, I think I've kept the same shelving for pretty much just about 2 months. Like normally, I change out the display and hey there, move it around a lot more frequently than I have here. Like normally, it's well different. Today, if I get the editing completely done for it, you'll have another episode of collecting the complete saga in Lego coming out. Try to be more frequent with all that. See, torch. Shine to see any extra figures lying around. Yeah, we got some figures over here. We got the bounty hunters that are next to the Superstar Destroyer. So how is everyone doing today anyway? And that's part of the wine for the landing craft. It's got to move. See what we actually charger there. There's these. Might not be the most exciting live streams, but you know, I thought I'd still be worth producing one anyway. Plus, that means when I come back from work. See, the ones I do later on in the evenings are always the more popular one. What do you mean, what Lego set? What, the big one behind me? That is the 2011 Superstar Destroyer. Yeah, 2011 Ultimate Collector Series Superstar Destroyer. Got some other figures on this shelf to get off. These are like the... I do need to buy the layer that goes with these for the scene, but it's the celebration versions of the minifigures. And they have medals at the end of the movie. There. No figures in there, that's just a mech that's got nothing in it. Count Dooku, we've got Jack Porkins, we've got the original Dewback from 2004. Got Leia from the Tentative. Who else is up here? Got Rebel Astromech. Take the X-Wing out. Some Stormtroopers back there as well. Because I've had the shelves set up in a kind of movie orientation for the last couple of months. But I'll be happy to finally get it changed. Be nice to have something else to look at. It's normally, like I was saying, I change this a lot more frequently than I have done here. Like normally, the shelving changes like maybe every 3 weeks. Up here we got this. It's the minifigure stand from 2000. That in the box. There's some minifigure stuff up here on the home one, mostly just pilots and apparently parts that, oh, you know, just want to fall off. So all the Ewoks, all the Rebel stuff from there. But yeah, this live stream's only going to be really long enough to do the figures. I'm not doing that Clone Wars shelf I've got behind me, because I got to do some moving around of sets for that one to get cleared. But so it'll be one of the shorter live streams I come out with, to be honest. I mean, time depending, maybe I will attempt to tackle that bit of all the Clone Wars stuff on it. I'm going to throw some noise on in the background, just some random videos while, you know, so I'm just take a moment to do that. Right, I gotta find something that's not copyrighted to put on in the background, because I'm not getting, because this live stream goes up as a video afterwards.
Welcome to my full review of the LEGO Star Wars SmartPlay compatible Millennium Falcon. It's set number 75426 with 885 pieces and a retail price of
Right, so this main display, I think.
Actually, might not be that bad for this set. Now, I do specifically say full review because I've already made a video about this Millennium Falcon, but in a weird way, I went through exactly what I think a lot of kids are going to go through, in that I did not actually have a smart brick yet to pair with this set, as the smart brick is, of course, not included in the box for $100.
That's the look on the Endor speeder, and we've got an Endor speeder and an Ewok just chilling up here.
I will, of course, be pairing with this Millennium Falcon in this video to see if that's worth doing. Spoiler alert, $170, probably not worth doing. But moving along, cutting into that box, pulling out the contents, you're gonna find badge number to 1 through 9.
That has fallen off, but that is the Ewok glider from 2009.
They spend quite a bit of time showing you exactly what you can do with the smart brick. They are definitely trying really hard to convince you to spend that $70 more. Now, for the minifigs in this set, we have 4 of them, and all 4 of them are actually smart minifigures. Again, the benefits of which you cannot have unless you spend at least $70 more. Can I say that enough times in this video? The answer is no, because I can't hammer home how dumb it is enough. Looking at Farm Boy Luke here first, from the front on, he looks nice enough, although the white on his legs is a bit more faded than the most recent version I've seen of him, so a little disappointing there.
But the figures from Cloud City take off the look of the Vader. We're kind of focusing on the stuff that's over that way. The glass cabinet I'm not going to touch. I might do something different with that.
Which one's the smart one as I'm comparing them, so I kind of see the value there of having that there. As much as we all think it's dumb and looks bad, it will make it nice and easy to identify these guys. And then, of course, on the other side, we've got that good old trash can. Now, included alongside Luke is this excellent-looking training droid, and I'm really disappointed they did not give Luke the helmet and accompanying second face print.
The Cloud City minifigures here, sorted.
Falcon. It makes no sense to have not done this other than LEGO trying to be cheap here. Again, you know, they're a small company. I get it. Let's just take a quick listen to how Luke sounds. And when you place him in the cockpit of the Falcon,
there's an R2D2 in here to remove as well.
Next we have C-3PO, of course, without that excellent dual-molded leg look, so a subpar version of C-3PO here on top of the fact that
do you know what? I don't want to do it right now, but I think we will just do it to get it out of the way.
On the other side, and yeah, let's just take a listen.
Can I even remove the dropship without breaking the wing?
No surprises there.
Surprisingly, yes, this was our most recent live stream build.
Solo, who has the very faded skin on his chest there, doesn't match the actual LEGO skin tone at all. Very sad to see. We've also got all that text on the side, Smart Minifig logo on the back, and
I'll just put it down here on the bed for now.
At this point, I feel like you had to know what to expect there, and that finally brings us to the Smart Chewbacca, who has the stud shooter bowcaster included. Nice play feature for the kids, of course.
I'll put out the cataloging short series will return eventually.
The color and the fur on his face, it just looks awkward and wrong to me. So not sure what happened there. But
Got Hondo Onaka here and Turk Falzo throw in the box.
The Smart Minifig logo is actually hidden on Chewbacca due to his mold, which is very nice. It helps make the figure look a little bit better, but yeah, obviously a lot of other stuff working against this one. Now, let's hear what Chewbacca sounds like.
You will notice I'm throwing other things up on the shelf. That's more so just to get into the minifigures, because that shelf never got properly displayed. It ended up being kind of a storage shelf by mistake.
What? How did that happen? So it seems like coming into contact with another character makes Chewbacca roar, but on his own, it doesn't seem like he'll do that. I tested it like 12+ times. He would just
got another Vader there.
Annoying noise. The Chewbacca roar was surprisingly good, but that's only because we're comparing to a lot of other crap here. The fig quality isn't very good. The sounds aren't very good. Ultimately, for the figures,
Geonosis Battle Droid. That's a Count Dooku speeder. We'll just throw up there. That's one of these swamp creatures from Lego Monster Fighters. Just gonna throw that in the box.
I kind of like what they have going with this Millennium Falcon. I think if they revisited this with a non-smart brick,
We got this is the 2024 version because it's not got any people. It's the Salacious B. Crump. What else we got in here? Got a couple of Scout Troopers, some Royal Guards, the older style ones. If you're just joining, we're clearing off my shelving because it's going to be getting, in a couple of days, I'm going to be changing up the display. So I didn't quite get round to doing what I wanted to do with this initially. That's why you'll notice in my shorts or in my, I'll close that while I talk. You'll notice in my shorts or my streams, you wouldn't see any Clone Wars figures. I've been keeping them all in this bag for the last couple of months. But when we change up the display, they will be getting added. So we'll put that into the box as well, because I had that sitting there. Oh, that's not a while ago. So yeah. Finally getting around to doing this is a good idea, because it means I think it's Friday or it's going to be Saturday. I've got this live stream coming out where I will be going through pretty much, you know, all sets off the shelves, all sets back on, but obviously changing the complete orientation and layout of the shelving. Not the shelves themselves, well, kind of, but most of the sets.
It's just how sturdy it is. There's only a couple places where if you grab it and twist in a weird way, it'll kind of fall apart in your hands. Like if you grab here and pull, that will come out. Not good, right? But generally, like you can still push on this section. It's a really strong, sturdy build, and that goes for the entire Falcon. And this is not how
some Endor Scouts, Bespin Guard, Old Republic Sith Troopers. Got one of the Ghosts from Monster Fighters again. Most of what you see in the shorts or just any of my content in general ends up being Lego Star Wars, but there's other Lego themes that do interest us. We got the instructions. That's how long it's been since I've moved things on that shelf, to be fair, right? This is the instructions for the 2006 X-Wing. And I built that on live over a month ago. Not a lot of crazy big stuff going on inside. It's just simple, basic brick building techniques that give you one of the sturdiest, or I would say the sturdiest, Millennium Falcon ever. In front of the Falcon is going to have some storage compartments. A lightsaber there. Opens up to reveal a green hammer inside. On the other side of the Falcon, if we open that's
this
the
up,
helmet Thatcher Trooper. We've got a mouse droid in there as well.
Or something if you'd like. So a couple of nice sizable storage compartments. You can actually put quite a bit more in, but yeah, they should a couple things. The 4 stickers on top of the Falcon are well detailed, but mine were particularly poorly cut as the black bezel is uneven, and then yeah, the gray not matching the gray of the Lego brick. I don't know how much longer that's got to go on for. It looks
right. What else is here? Bag of parts.
Down. We've got the turret on top. Of course, there isn't one on the bottom as you saw, but this one
that's the gunship's turret. I've got 2 of those 2008 gunships in here.
Stuff like that, but anyway, it's stud shooters. The back backside of the Falcon has 6 nicely printed exhaust vents, and then you
Try to
have
get the turret back on there.
engine thrust in this very nice translucent blue. And actually, with this knob here and the smart brick, it will light just amazing.
Just the helmet for all those Death Star troopers, as well as we got a rifle
There are
here.
a couple odd spots on the exterior of the Falcon, like this gap
I do
here.
apologise, it's not the most entertaining stream, but
Side, it's like,
I wanted to get one out anyway.
a bit weird. I think angles like this are
No, wait, I'm
pretty
gonna put these
bad
parts
for
up
this
here.
Falcon. Flat bottom. Last thing externally is this new printed windscreen piece for the Millennium Falcon. It looks really good actually. They've done a great job with the design of it. Just looks great paired with this other piece at the front. And just the only issue is that you don't get the smart brick and then they leave a gaping hole behind it and it doesn't look good anymore. It seemed to me that they used the Ahsoka's Interceptor windscreen piece when they did a downscale Falcon. So I'm gonna be honest, having this piece here was a big surprise to me. I don't think it looks horrible, all things considered, but of course the lack of smart brick doesn't help. Now, when you want to get inside the cockpit, you literally just lift this piece up, and what you notice is this piece.
So I'm gonna try to fix this gunship
so
turret
a little bit as you go lift this
here.
away.
Yeah,
Kind of have to
there
push
we
it
go.
back into place. There we go. There's that printed.
So I've got 2 of these Clone Wars gunships in here. The 2008 design. Got Yoda there, I'm gonna throw him in the box. Now, something cool with my second gunship, and this is something I want to do with a third one. So this gunship has the original art stickers on it from 2008. This gunship has these custom-made Count Dooku's getting a clone boot up the Ren stickers. It's also the Cad Bane speeder and Dooku Solar Sailor in there. But obviously we've got to do the stuff that's down there. We'll do a little bit of that, but pretty much I guarantee you one of you will spot a figure that I've missed. Jabba the Hutt, I'm aware as I'm not pulling them out. But I've been just getting the minifigures removed and taken off of the display. So I'm going to focus a bit on that for a little while. We're only going to be live as long as that video is still on, because I've got other stuff I've got to do today. I've got work and stuff, like I said. So there's nothing wrong with producing a short live occasionally, but I try not to do one under an hour. Just, you know, it's kind of how I see it. Like I said, the display case, which, you know, if you're new here, I will show you. It does have the lights are on. Well, they're off right now. See, the reason I was waiting to change up my display is normally I have the drop ship between the 2 gunships. But the drop ship fell from my shelves a few months ago, and I've only recently just got round less than a week, probably about a week ago actually, to having it rebuilt. And I wanted to redo my display, but be able to keep these in mind that they were there and, you know, plan for them being there. The display case is dusty. It's not, you know, airtight. You know, there's gaps like there and, you know, all around. But, you know, I will maybe change out the way these are done. These are some of my more valuable minifigures in there. These sets are still to be built on stream. These are sealed sets from 2010. The only reason I've not waited to change the shelves up to build those is if it's different in this case, mostly because, well, like, it looks fan speeder, right? This copy's not that great a condition. I bought this years ago on a severe budget. I am swapping it out for a nice sealed one. And those battle packs are tiny builds, right? The battle pack builds are probably no bigger than this case. So, you know, I don't have to plan ahead with those for our shelves. But I do apologise for my throat and stuff. I'm not feeling the greatest. So, I'm going to focus on that. But only for like another maybe 7 minutes or so. This live will probably cop out at half an hour. I quickly go to the toilet on my right back.
The shooting noise for the Falcon. Let's hear it. That take flight with the Falcon and the smart brick. Of course, you just need the brick there on that Falcon tag, and we are ready to go. So you just lift it up, and it's going to start making its flying noises, which unsurprisingly aren't very good. I'll put it closer to the camera so you can hear it better. It sounds just horrendous, and then when you crash him, he does a little scream, which is fun, but it just sounds so bad. Now, if you want to hear 2 really annoying noises at the same time, you can pair it with Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, and they can have a dogfight, so you'll see this turn red when it gets hit. And it'll eventually explode. That's a warning. And it explodes. Yay, we did it. And to do what I just did, and hear what you're hearing now, that'll cost you at least $240 retail. It's insane. Getting inside of the Falcon can be done super easily. Just lift this front panel, lift the back panel, and then this whole top piece actually comes off just like that. And its extra support comes from this beam in the middle that pushes down on the hollow chest piece in the center of the Falcon. That's then, of course, connected to the very base with the brick. So it's just
All right, I'm back.
distributing all of its force straight down into the base of the Falcon, which is pretty cool. And hey, maybe that's the reason they didn't do landing gear, because there's a lot of force potentially being pushed in the middle, and the landing gear would be all on the edges, and so then maybe it could all spread outwards.
I'm gonna try and put that Republic dropship back in there, just because I'm not gonna be doing this really till Friday or Saturday, so I want to know
Pretty spacious interior, right?
roughly what's going on. Also, I'd rather the dropship was somewhere smart at the very least. One thing I'll say right about the IKEA Ivars, right? They do not show dust unless you get right up close, which kind of makes it look nicer.
In the center, we have that aforementioned hollow chest board, which is beautiful. You can take, let's say, C3PO.
Right. Let's get the dropship back in there.
And then we'll throw Luke off to the left. And just like that, you can have your three characters sitting there playing hollow chess, and they won't be in the way when you go to close up the Falcon. You can leave them there. You don't have to lay them down or move them out of the way or anything, so that's nice. For Luke's training here, things are very simple. We'll just take the smart brick and put on the lightsaber smart tag.
See, when I first got these shells, my whole plan was to use the corner to create a cool display with my gunships and the dropship. The problem was, before I even got to round to making the display part of this, the dropship was unfortunately destroyed.
So it really is actually making the same noises it would make if he was having a lightsaber duel with Emperor Palpatine or Darth Vader. But yeah, it's supposed to, of course, mimic him fighting with the droid. But it doesn't make any specific noises, I think, for this droid. So you might think that's lame, but yeah, and obviously you don't actually need the droid here to affect anything. You can just have him swing around all day, just like that. The way it works, though, is definitely very.
I always thought the corner, since I got this back in November of last year, the corner would be the way to go for displaying these three together, and I'd throw the Solar Sailor up there for now. You know, a random way inserting it into Return of the Jedi. Right.
I really like this as a feature on the set. It just unfortunately doesn't make any truly unique noises for the Falcon. On the opposite side, this section is going to be removable, so you just pop it out here. And I'm actually not entirely sure what it is supposed to be. So I'm sure you guys can comment below.
That does look really cool, having them all like that with each other. It's not something I think I'm planning to replicate, to be fair, when I do change them up, but it does look cool. Maybe I'll use that as a shot for some of the shorts, because I'm planning to get a short out today before I go as well. Yeah, I'll show you. That does look pretty cool. I'm quite happy with that.
And eventually it explodes. Honestly, of the 4 spots to put your smart brick, that's probably the lamest one, but that's alright because this last one is definitely the coolest. So all we gotta do is drop our smart brick inside of the hyperdrive. You can hear it kind of power up there, and it's ready to go.
I'm just going to continue to move things around and just make progress on this for a little bit longer.
Noise, but obviously
To remove these Monster Fighters figures from the set that they're on,
that light coming to the back of the Falcon as it's going. What happened? Just died? Oh, that was fun while it lasted, I guess. Now, because both the front and the back will make flying noises, I'm very.
so here's some of the Monster Fighters figures.
Sound like with two flying noises. It's just doubly annoying. It doesn't really add to have two. Surprisingly, Millennium Falcon build has some redeeming aspects. Despite looking not the best, it actually is a pretty good Millennium Falcon. It's just been compromised in the name of the smart brick, which isn't included in the box for $100. Of course, that's going to be another $70, so for $170, is the smart brick experience worth it? No. But I think as a standalone $100 Millennium Falcon for kids, It's not horrible. 6 out of 10. I know it's kind of an ugly Falcon compared to what we've got in the past, but I don't absolutely hate it. And I think I respect a lot about how this was built and the amount of interior they were able to give it. So I guess the best way to put it with this one is that there are a lot of silver linings. But really, for any collector, this is going to be a no-go. It's just a good gift or buy for young children if they've got $100 to burn, which they probably don't. But let me know your thoughts on this one down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button, and you can check out my other LEGO Star Wars Smart Play content on the end screen now.
There are many wonders in this world, ancient and modern. There are many wonders in this world, ancient and modern. Buildings, landscapes, even some people.
Right, what else can we move that?
It's
These
fair
are
to say that some feats of engineering that went into the creation of railways could be considered wonders too. There was at one point a British locomotive that was also considered a wonder. However, it didn't quite live up to its title.
but yeah, I only really plan to do half an hour of streaming, and to be completely honest, I gotta go in the next 10 minutes. So there is that. But I want to thank everyone who joined in for watching. I will see you later on tonight, hopefully. I will update on the community tab what time that is.